Okay. We're going to pick back up from here and hope.
Okay.
That the other one just...
Okay.
Reached a time limit thing or something.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay. So we're going to switch to guided reading, which has a much better structure. It's done more in the, like, reading workshop method of you do, like, a mini lesson for everybody, and then you break them into small group, and that's where you really get into your instructional time. So... We'll have to tweak it some with Super Kids. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to fit with that.
And that's the problem with Super Kids is because, like, I mean, Super Kids is a great, like, whole instruction, like, phonics, or whatever we're doing. But then, like, you can't break Super Kids down into a small group. Right. You just can't. There's no, like, it's not doable and it's not helpful. So that's where I come in and I make up my own things to do during small groups, whether it's like reading the little stories or whatever.
So how in love with Super Kids are you?
I mean, I like it. I don't know.
Do you feel like with the data and with the standards and with, you know, the kind of supplemental stuff that we have, like you could do it better on your own instead of trying to make Super Kids fit into something? Or no, you like and need the structure of Super Kids with the scripted out and you want to just kind of supplement?
Well, it's funny because I don't go exactly by Super Kids. I'm not like that because I don't do well with, like, you need to read this, you need to do this, because I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I think I need to be doing.
Right.
And so, like, yeah, I look at Super Kids. We kind of do this stuff and I go through with it, but... like, I add in my own stuff a lot.
Okay.
Or, I would like to just maybe have Super Kids as, like, a main kind of structure, but then add some more, like, add more into it.
Okay. I think we can probably make that work with kind of where I'm planning on going with guided reading, but I would like to kind of include you in the planning process of it for how to make it work with Super Kids and that kind of stuff. Because I know, like, you and Serena are doing a great job pulling small groups and that kind of stuff, but you're right. Like, finding enough time to fit everything in is kind of a challenge. But speaking of challenges, your packets for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about just the reading part of it.
Okay. So I wanted to do a little bit, I did a lot of math, and I just kind of,
right.
You know. Okay. So my kids are really struggling in writing.
Okay.
And I think some of that has to do with, like, reading and phonics and stuff. So I have one writing worksheet, some punctuation, and then getting into like sounding out short vowels and things like that. And then I have a short E worksheet where they sound it out and finish writing the word. So they actually have to sound it out in their head to write it correctly.
Okay.
That kind of thing. They really need some help in that. Hold on. Okay. Math. Then I love these little reading and question worksheets. Yeah. So, and I have lots of these, and I wasn't sure. I debated on how many to add. So I just picked, they have different topics. So, like, this is nonfiction, geography, and then here's another geography, a fairy tales one. And then that might be fairy tales too. Yeah. And then mystery suspense. So they think that's fun. And I had actually picked out a science one to go along with that too. But I didn't know if that would be too many. So they're front and back. So that's 6 total so far.
So thinking about, like, between test 1 and test 2, kind of what the growth is looking like. And the fact that we'll come back and we take the third discovery, like, right there in February. So we won't have a lot of time once we get back. How can you leverage Christmas packets to sort of help push them?
That's one of the ways was I picked out these reading worksheets, and I have so many of them. I thought this could really help because even if their parents help them, they still have to go back. It is very specific in this story. They have to find the answer. So finding those key details.
Okay.
It's going to be hard for them to remember. They're going to have to go back and look.
Okay. Have you taught them how to do that?
Yeah, we've done these before, and even like kind of shorter ones and stuff. And we do it when we do Super Kids. I mean, they find the specific page number. They read the sentence that tells me the answer to the question I asked.
Okay. So, was that 6 or 8 passages?
6.
Okay. Is there an independent reading component to the packet as well?
Well, I was going to add we do a reading log every week. So then I was going to add 2 reading logs for them to write. Like what they read over. And I might even write in there like, you need to read 15 minutes this day, 15 this day, 15 this day. And then they can write what they read.
Okay. I think, because I mean, essentially we're out of school for 14 days. But honestly, if they're traveling over the actual Christmas weekend, they're not going to be doing this. So, but if you figure 1 passage a day plus their 15 minutes of independent reading and then the additional phonics, writing, and math stuff that goes in there, you think that's a good push.
Will they do it all?
Well, then that accountability piece is the next thing stressed into their parents that it has to be done and come back completed. How did they do on fall brackets?
Some of them didn't turn them in. When we did book reports, some of them didn't turn them in.
Okay.
And I sent letters home that it was 4th grade, that, you know, if they weren't done. You think the kids
just aren't doing it? You think the parents just didn't realize, didn't have it?
I think the parents don't want to take the time to sit down with the kid and help them do it.
So how can we force them over that?
Well,
I mean, we do have this unique opportunity with the Christmas program being Friday and then the class parties and stuff. We will probably see more parents Friday than we normally do. Do you think giving the packet to the parents?
That could be helpful. Possibly. Yes.
And talking to each parent and being like, here's Christian's Christmas packet.
Also, honestly, I am a big fan of incentives. And like coming to school Monday morning, Christmas packet's done, you've worked really hard, here's a cookie.
No, I mean, I think kids Monday you could have a breakfast party for all of the people who...
Yeah, and at least if the kids didn't get help from their parents to do that, they at least might be motivated and try to do it on their own. Which they can do these on their own, but sometimes if their parents don't help them, they don't want to take the time and the effort to look through each question to individually kind of think through it on their own.
No, I like that idea of incentivizing it and stuff, and then Monday check and see how they're doing. So, okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Are you disappointed?
In what? In those? I mean, that's pretty bad, but I'm not surprised.
Okay. I know you, and I know how competitive you are and stuff, and so, I didn't pass this out at a faculty meeting or anything because, I just wanted to make sure. I know how competitive you are.
Well, it's not just that. Some of it, obviously has to do with competition, but some of it honestly has to do with this is just my job, and so, I'm here for a reason, and that's to make them learn. And so if they're not doing it, then I'm not doing my job. Because that's the whole point of me being here.
Right.
So, I mean, I've been trying to help them get the math more, and some of them are getting it and some of them just aren't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't really.
I also got, I got so many kids from public school who didn't know
but you've got a long way to come. Yes.
So.
Which, I mean, holds out hope for the third test. Like, once we get the ball rolling and really, you know, push them uphill, then, you know, it'll look, this one doesn't show, it'll look better. This is going to fall over again if I let go of it. But I mean, I think we were just looking at growth rates. If you look just at the mastery data, like, most of your kids are high 2 achievement level 3, with the exception of, I think, 2 of them in achievement level 1 in reading. So if our goal is to get them to achievement level 3, to that proficiency area, like, that's where you're getting. But in looking at growth, and are they growing as fast as they did last year, and are they growing as fast as everybody else, it's 2 different ways of looking at it. So just because they're not growing as fast, that is something to work on, but that is not something to take away feeling like,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, I don't feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, or not like achieving,
right?
Because like, I would even say, and I think I've told you this before, like, I feel like I work harder with them to master it than I even did last year.
Yeah.
Because I will, like, last year I almost, you know, I was kind of like, okay, most of us kind of got it. Yeah, we got it. Let's move on. This year, I'm like, no. There are 2 people that don't have it. We're going to do it again. And so, and I think if I haven't been doing that, if I was not doing that this whole time, I think it would even be
which, I mean, like, if you look,
totally different story.
Speaking strictly of mastery, reading mastery, most of them are green. You only have, like, what is that, 3 red standards out of 30 questions.
And it's funny because I think it was one of my yellow, I think capitalization, punctuation, that was yellow, and it was kind of a low yellow, and I looked at it and I said, I just did like a ton of discovery probes on that, like the day before, and half of them got it wrong.
A lot of it is because it's right here at the end of the test. So even though you've done it a lot, by the time that they hit question 25, like, everything else is yellow. It's just a stamina thing. They're 6 years old, and their little brains were just like, I'm so tired. I'm just going to click this. You know, so. But, I mean, even speaking of stamina, like, their testing stamina improved over test A. So lots of good things happening. And I think, you know, you already have a plan in place to push them through Christmas break so that we don't, you know, backslide and stuff. So
got lots of problems. We've been working really hard on math, and I will say, as far as math problems, addition and subtraction, just knowing our facts and being able to add and subtract 100 times better than last year.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
because that was a big push this year too. All right. Well, then when we come back in January, you'll have your incentive party. Monday for when they turn stuff in. And then
we'll have like little chips or little cookies. I'll do something for them. Okay. They'll love it too.
If you need me to run get you McDonald's sausage biscuits for people, let me know. It's right up the street. I'll do that for you. And then kind of that first week back, make sure, like, there's a little bit of procedure and routine stuff to go over, but then make sure, like, you just start right in hitting hard. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
No problem.
Any questions for me? All right, good.
Okay.